I'm 87 years old, and I need to tell you about the most terrifying 20 years of my life. Not childbirth, not widowhood, not grief. Panic. 20 years of waking up every single morning thinking I was dying. My name is Margaret, and I had my first panic attack when I was 47 years old, the morning after my husband's funeral. I woke up at 4 a.m. and my heart was racing so fast I thought I was having a heart attack. My hands were shaking. I couldn't breathe. I was drenched in sweat. I called an ambulance. They ran every test, EKG, blood work, everything. The doctor came in and said, "Mrs. Henderson, your heart is fine. You had a panic attack." I didn't believe him. How could my heart be fine when it felt like it was exploding out of my chest? That was the first one, but it wasn't the last. For the next 20 years, I woke up almost every single morning in a state of pure terror. And I'm making this video because I see so many of you asking the same question I asked for 2 decades. What do you do when you wake up in the morning having a panic attack? Let me explain what's actually happening when you wake up with a panic attack, because understanding it is the first step to stopping it. And your mind is terrified, because your body is doing something it only does when you're about to die, but there's nothing to explain why. For the next 20 years, I woke up almost every single morning in a state of pure terror. And I'm making this video because I see so many of you asking the same question I asked for 2 decades. What do you do when you wake up in the morning having a panic attack? Let me explain what's actually happening when you wake up with a panic attack, because understanding it is the first step to stopping it. So your mind starts searching for a reason, and it lands on the worst possible explanation. Something's wrong with my heart. I'm having a heart attack. I'm dying. And that thought, that fear, makes your body produce even more adrenaline, which makes your heart race faster, which makes you more convinced you're dying, which produces more adrenaline. It's a cycle, a terrible, vicious cycle. And once you're in it, it's almost impossible to think your way out of it. I lived in that cycle for 20 years. I was 47 when it started. I'm 87 now. I haven't had a panic attack in 20 years, and I'm going to tell you exactly what changed. After my husband died, I started waking up at 4 a.m. every single morning in a panic. My heart would be pounding before I even opened my eyes. And I would lie there in bed, trying to calm myself down, trying to breathe deeply, trying to tell myself I was fine. It never worked. The panic would get worse. I'd lie there for hours, my heart racing, convinced this was the morning I was going to die. I stopped sleeping in my bedroom, started sleeping on the couch because I thought maybe the bedroom was the problem. It wasn't. I'd wake up on the couch at 4 a.m. in the same panic. I went to doctors, so many doctors. They all said the same thing. Panic disorder, anxiety. Here's some medication. Here's a therapist's number. The medication helped a little, but I still woke up afraid every single morning for 20 years. 20 years. For the next 20 years, I woke up almost every single morning in a state of pure terror. And I'm making this video because I see so many of you asking the same question I asked for 2 decades. What do you do when you wake up in the morning having a panic attack? Let me explain what's actually happening when you wake up with a panic attack, because understanding it is the first step to stopping it. And your mind is terrified, because your body is doing something it only does when you're about to die, but there's nothing to explain why. For the next 20 years, I woke up almost every single morning in a state of pure terror. And I'm making this video because I see so many of you asking the same question I asked for 2 decades. What do you do when you wake up in the morning having a panic attack? Let me explain what's actually happening when you wake up with a panic attack, because understanding it is the first step to stopping it. Do you understand what that does to a person? Do you understand what it's like to be afraid of going to sleep because you know what's waiting for you at 4 a.m.? I lost jobs because I was too exhausted to function. I stopped seeing friends because I was too tired and too ashamed. I stopped traveling because what if I had a panic attack somewhere away from home? What if I had a panic attack and there was no hospital nearby? I became smaller and smaller. My world became smaller and smaller, all because of mornings. Then, when I was 67, something changed. I was visiting my daughter in Arizona. I woke up at 4 a.m. in her guest room in a full panic, heart racing, can't breathe, the whole thing. And I did what I always did. I lay there trying to calm myself down. But my daughter's dog, a big golden retriever named Scout, he heard me moving around. He came into the room and started whining at the door. He needed to go out. And for the first time in 20 years, instead of lying in bed waiting for the panic to pass, I got up. I stood up. I walked to the door. I let the dog out into the backyard, and I followed him outside. It was still dark, 4:30 in the morning. I stood in my daughter's backyard in my nightgown, watching this dog sniff around the garden. And I realized something. My heart was still racing, but I wasn't panicking anymore. The physical symptoms were the same, but the terror was gone. Because I was moving, because I was doing something, because my body thought I was getting away from the danger. That morning changed everything. I went home and I made a rule. The minute I woke up in a panic, I would stand up, immediately. No lying in bed, no trying to breathe my way through it. Just stand up and start moving. If it was 4 a.m., I'd get up at 4 a.m. I'd go to the kitchen, I'd make coffee, I'd turn on the lights. I'd start my day as if it was 7 a.m., even though it was the middle of the night. And within 2 weeks, the panic attacks started getting shorter. Within a month, they were less intense. Within 6 months, they'd almost stopped completely. It's been 20 years since that morning in my daughter's backyard. I'm 87 years old now, and I haven't had a panic attack in 2 decades. Not because I'm cured, not because I took some magic pill, but because I finally understood what was happening, and I changed how I responded to it. So if you're watching this and you wake up every morning in a panic, here's what I need you to do. The second you wake up and feel that panic starting, stand up, immediately. Don't lie there. Don't try to breathe through it. Don't wait for it to pass. Stand up and start moving. Turn on the lights. Go to the kitchen. Make coffee. Take a shower. Get dressed. Do whatever you would normally do at 7 a.m., even if it's 3 a.m. Your body is in a state of alert because it thinks there's danger. When you lie still in bed, your body stays alert because you're not moving away from the danger. But when you stand up and start moving, your body thinks you're escaping, and it starts to calm down. This is not a cure. This is not going to fix everything immediately. But it will break the cycle, and breaking the cycle is the first step. The second thing I need you to do is give your mind an explanation for what's happening. Your mind is terrified because your body is acting like you're in danger, but there's no danger to explain it. so you need to give it a reason. A different reason than, I'm dying. For me, I started saying, I'm excited to make coffee. Out loud. As soon as I felt the panic starting, I'd say, I'm so excited to make coffee. I'm so excited to start my day. It sounds stupid. I know it sounds stupid, but it works. Because excitement and panic feel almost the same in your body. Racing heart, shallow breathing, adrenaline. Your mind can't tell the difference. So when you tell your mind you're excited instead of terrified, your mind starts to believe it. I'm excited to make coffee. I'm excited to see the sunrise. I'm excited to start my day. Say it out loud. Give your mind something to latch onto that isn't death. The third thing, and this is important, you need to understand that you're not dying. You're not having a heart attack. You're having a memory attack. Your body is remembering every scary thing that's ever happened to you, every loss, every fear, every moment of danger. And it's playing it all back at 4 a.m. when you can't distract yourself from it. That's all it is, a memory. Your body doesn't know the difference between remembering danger and being in danger, so it reacts the same way. But you're not in danger. You're in your bed. You're safe. Your racing heart isn't a sign that something's wrong. It's a sign that your body is doing exactly what it's supposed to do when it thinks you're in danger. The problem isn't your heart. The problem is that your body is wrong about the danger. And you can teach it. You can retrain it. But you have to start by moving. I wasted 20 years lying in bed every morning, waiting for the panic to pass. 20 years of mornings I'll never get back. 20 years of being afraid of something that couldn't actually hurt me. Don't waste 20 years like I did. If you wake up in a panic tomorrow morning, stand up, turn on the lights, make coffee, start moving. Tell yourself you're excited. Give your mind a reason that isn't death. And do it again the next morning, and the next, and the next. It took me 2 weeks to see a difference. It might take you longer. It might take you less time. But it will work. I promise you it will work. Because fear feeds on stillness. Movement starves it. I'm 87 years old. I lost 20 years of my life to morning panic attacks. 20 years of being afraid of something that was just my body trying to protect me from danger that didn't exist. I got those years back when I finally understood what was happening. When I finally stopped lying there waiting and started standing up and moving. You can get your mornings back too. You can get your life back. But you have to start tomorrow. The next time it happens, stand up, move, don't wait, because waiting is what keeps you trapped. Movement is what sets you free. If this helps you, share it with someone else who wakes up afraid. Leave a comment and tell me how long you've been dealing with morning anxiety, because you're not alone, and you're not broken. And you're not dying. You're just afraid. And fear is something you can learn to control. I did it at 67. You can do it now. The clock is ticking. Your mornings are waiting. What are you going to do with them?